Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. The 4th of July is a wonderful time for celebrating with family and friends, but it can also be one of the most dangerous weekends of the year. Here with tips to keep both you and your kids safe, we welcome from Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue, Stefan Myers. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, pleasure to be here with you.
This is a big week for folks in your profession. There's a lot to talk about to have a good time and stay safe.
There are, yeah.
You have a couple of things to give us tips about that are kind of the, I guess, top most dangerous things. We're going to talk about fireworks and water safety today.
Yeah.
Let's start with the fireworks stuff.
Yeah, so when it comes to fireworks, it's really important that people remember, keep it legal and keep it safe. Only purchase fireworks from official retailers in the area, and then if you can, just go to a show. That's going to be the safest way to celebrate our independence, but also keep yourself and your community safe. And
we have some really great shows too, where you don't have to even spend any money at the fireworks stand, and you can still have a lot of fun. Have a bucket of water or a hose nearby, always, if you're doing fireworks at home, right?
Absolutely. You want to be prepared. That bucket of water is not only for you to douse a firework that gets away from you or that is misfiring, but also to dispose. So when you're done, you want to make sure it's in a metal container or it's thoroughly doused with water, because those can smolder for a while, and we've seen fires start from those being put in a plastic bucket or something that could catch fire.
Right, because fireworks can really start pretty big fires easily, and then, like you said, ones that are just still smoldering after they've been used.
Absolutely. So you want to douse them thoroughly, make sure they're out. And then the other one is duds, right? That one that doesn't go off, you want to make sure that that's disposed of carefully after you've let it sit for at least 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
But the reality is you want to make sure that gets put away. Don't try to relight it, and don't let it be around.
Sure.
People.
We have a video demonstration here of just how quickly one of these things can really get out of control, and you can see just after a few seconds, right?
Yeah, we did this at our training center, and you can see that was just a ground bloom firework that got into the grass, and quickly it's a problem. As it grows, you want to call 911 to get us en route, but if it's small enough that you can put a hose or your bucket of water on it, absolutely try to do that.
Let's talk about keeping kids and little ones safe, keeping things out of reach, and making sure you're just keeping a close eye on everything.
Yeah, they're exciting. Kids want to play with them, but the reality is the sparklers they play with can be up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. They can cause injuries. Fireworks, especially that are in their hands, can cause injuries. And most of the injuries that happen in the United States are 15 to 19 or younger. So those are the age groups that are most at risk. So make sure they're supervised, and as parents, we got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, even the teenagers who really want to be independent.
They want to be independent on Independence Day.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about water safety. Unfortunately, we really do see, especially as the weather warms up, an uptick in really serious incidents on the water.
Yeah, on behalf of our water rescue team at Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue, they want to encourage people to make sure they wear their flotation device, put on that life jacket, make sure it's fitted properly. You can even do the shoulder tests. If your life jacket comes up over your ears, then it's too loose, and you want to make sure it's tight. So get the right fit for your family or for yourself.
Staying hydrated and limiting alcohol near any body of water, right?
Yeah, we want to celebrate 4th of July. We understand that happens, but we also want people to be responsible when they're on the water, because the reality is you can dehydrate really quickly, and we can impair judgment when we introduce alcohol or recreational substances.
And how big of an issue is folks who drink alcohol and that get behind the wheel of a boat? I feel like a lot of people think it's not as dangerous as driving a vehicle on a road.
Yeah, it's still a moving vehicle that can cause injury, and so it's really important that you're not impaired or using alcohol when you're operating a boat, and being really aware of everybody that's in the water and being safe.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility. Swimming with a buddy, always.
Yeah, it's buddy system when it comes to being safe in the water. You want to make sure that you can keep an eye on whether it's a family member or a friend, but when you swim alone, if you get in trouble, you don't have anybody to ask. And then another part of the buddy system is being aware that if somebody's in trouble, try to throw them a rope, try to get them a flotation device or a stick or something to reach them, because if you jump in with them, oftentimes that can get both of you in trouble.
Sure, and we should mention as well how cold the waters can run even when it's super hot outside. I think a lot of people are going to be looking to cool off in some of our local streams this coming weekend, but that's really dangerous too.
Yeah, that's accurate. In the fact that we want to go out and play, a lot of people overestimate their ability, think they can swim longer than they can, and don't realize when they're getting dehydrated, don't realize how the cold affects them, and all of a sudden they're in trouble. So really give yourself that cushion of what you think you're capable of doing so that you can be safe and have fun in the water.
Yeah, even the strongest swimmers might not be against Mother Nature, right? Nobody can really outswim her.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here. It was really great chatting with you.
Thanks for having me.
We will have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.